Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast.
Hello and welcome to today's morning mindset. My name is Steve Milky. I'm here with the one and only Stephanie Milky, and guess what? We're going to talk about eating that frog. This is an amazing book by Brian Tracy, but we want to know, where are you tuning in from? Are you watching this live or the replay? And guess what? Today we're going to talk about how your priorities are never in conflict.
Oh, that's good. Priorities are never in conflict. All right, as you're tuning in, we are tuning in from Minnesota. It is a beautifully rainy, cloudy day, which is great because we need the rain. We need the rain because it will bring the harvest. That's how you have to look at it.
Not a farmer, but if I was a farmer, I'd be thankful for today.
Yeah, everybody should be thankful for today. It feeds you. All right, if you're tuning, or as you're tuning in, tell us where you're tuning in from. But we've been going through this book. We go through books on the KetoMOM page for the last 2 years. The point is to help you with your mindset. So we want to help you understand that right thinking will help you immensely in where you want to go. You might go, well, listen, I'm here for fat loss, or I'm here for. It starts with your thinking. And so in general, you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on book clubs, and you can go ahead and go through the part of the book that we went through already. But today is called the ABCDE method. So basically, the frog is doing the thing that you could procrastinate on the most. And I was reading the book today, and really a lot of the examples they use is in your work life, but I think you can use this in any area of your life.
It's pretty applicable to every area of your life. And the first part of it kind of talks about thinking on paper. And because I think a lot of people, as we have moved into this digital age, especially the next generation, for sure, a lot of it is done on their phone.
Right.
A lot of it is done on an iPad or on a computer. And I think the old trusty piece of paper and pen, it's missing some action. And that's what I actually like about what we kind of talk about today. Is it's about, yesterday we talked about making a list, prioritizing certain things. And here's the reality. I was sitting in my wellness pod this morning, and I was thinking about the other day when we were talking about eating that frog when we first started. Yeah. And for me, it was running and fitness. It was like more of a fitness goal. Now, every day doesn't mean that is what my frog is. Right. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, They're probably thinking like, well, that's kind of a stupid frog. Shouldn't you have to like worry about your kids? Shouldn't you have to worry about maybe getting to your job on time? Maybe shouldn't you have to worry about something? Not worry. Okay, so I feel like that could be a lot of people. Yeah. Like they're living in the land of worry. And one thing that Eat That Frog helps you to break through is to break out of the land of worry and get you into the thinking of abundance. That's good. The thinking of growth, the thinking of better. Right. And so every day I wanted to just open your awareness to the idea that every day it could be a new frog. It can be every day your list could look a little bit different. And if you're caught in that worrying, or there's not enough, or I'm running out of time, or I'm always behind, or what about this? Today could be the day that you have a major breakthrough. Today could be the day that you level up your thinking. Today could be the day that, just because of this simple method that Steffi's going to teach you about, it could truly take your life to a life of abundance and better thinking. Well, and that's why he talks about making a list, a daily list, weekly, and a monthly list. So if you at night before you go to bed make a list of things you have to do today, you prioritize them. And he basically says if you prioritize your list from A to E, and it's things as simple as the A, if you were to go through your list of the things that have to get done today, you have things that are on your A list. They have to get done, and by you and only you. And if you do them, it will make a significant impact in your life. B would be things that should be done. C would be things that
are nice, but there's not any consequences. You okay?
Water went down the wrong tube. I apologize.
So if you're looking at your list and you're labeling them, A, needs to be done. B, should be done. C, like take it or leave it. It's like going out for coffee with a friend. Super nice. It doesn't have consequences if for some reason you don't go out for coffee. The things on your list, D, you label D, you could delegate. So we have 4 daughters, which is great because we can delegate a lot of things to the girls.
And we're learning.
We are learning about doing that. They're teenagers and they can do plenty of things that I don't need to be doing because we're doing things that only we can do.
For sure.
And E are things you can eliminate. And usually E falls in things that might seem like they're habits. They're things that you've always done. You actually might enjoy them, but they do nothing towards the goals that you have set before you.
Yeah. I mean, some people could look at Stephanie today and say, Steve, how come you're not hugging your wife? She looks cold.
I have a blanket.
I delegated it.
To the blanket.
Delegated it to the blanket.
He said, are you going to stand on there with your blanket? And I said, yes. And then I realized as I stand here, well, on a certain camera, it looks like I have a halo. Look on my head.
You are very
So
holy.
it's like my angel wings and my halo.
I love it. Well, that is exactly who you are.
So here's the point of the book. In general, again, it talks about making a list. And he said, there's another question I wanted to ask you. And he pertains to it as your work. But I actually want to ask you this question. And a lot of people might be here for their health. Whatever goal you're working towards, whatever you're hearing, whatever filter you're hearing this through, hear this question. And then I would say it's super important to answer it. He says this: what is one skill, if I deployed and did it in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on, he says, my career or your life or your health? Like, what is one skill?
One skill, if developed, will have the greatest impact on your life.
So, for example, if you are here for fat loss or you're here for your health, what is one thing that if you did well, you learned how to do well, you did it without making excuses, you did it with excellence, would make the greatest impact? Some people might say, I just need a plan. I need to sit down once a week, prepare my meals, have some structure, have an idea, have an outcome for the end of my week so I don't fall trapped to the drive-through.
All right. So our mentor and think coach teaches us discover, develop, and deploy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess that if today was the day you sat down with your piece of paper and your pen, and you kind of thought through a couple different categories. You maybe thought through your relationships. You maybe thought through maybe how you're feeling, your emotions. You thought through your work life. You thought through your health. You thought through your finances, maybe through your spiritual growth. Like if you sat down and you took a moment and you said, all right, in this category, what's one thing that I need to discover? Like, what's one thing that I could develop? And if I could develop that skill or that gift zone, whatever that would be, and if you actually put it into action and you deployed it, what could happen?
You could think about it even as like a new developing healthy habit to make that specific spoke in your wheel or in your life better.
I mean, the reason why we're going through this is because the whole point of the book is to identify certain areas that's going to take you to the next level. It's to get rid of the procrastination, and it's to put those gifts, those talents, those skills into action. And when you put more action, the right action, into your life, you're going to reap a better harvest. And sometimes you need the rainy days. But when you have the rainy days, that is also what brings the harvest.
I love it. So that is the point of this book. It also makes me think of the book that we've actually gone through. If you ever want to go through some other books that we have gone through in the past, you can go to ketomomsecrets.com. But we went through a book called The 5-Second Rule. So as you were saying that, it reminded me of the book called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. And she talks about doing something. So for example, the frog that I ate over the last 2 days is getting up early. I talked about it yesterday. Some of you are like, listen, that's not early. That's early for me. I need to eat that frog, get up super early, because I might tell myself, I have in the past, that I was going to make time for myself, quiet time for God later in the day, and I have not done it. So the frog for me was getting up an hour early, sitting at the table, not turning on my phone. It was sitting in prayer, being mindful, and reading an hour earlier. So I ate that frog. I actually feel like, you know how you said you were delivered from food? Like I was so excited to get up this morning, even an hour earlier. And so whatever it is, Steve said it might be different as you move forward. You might go, oh my goodness, I just needed that one action. I needed to have that incredible day of winning. Like yesterday, at the end of the day, I said, man, if every day could go like this, I would be so happy. It can. There's obstacles that you work through. But in general, my tomorrow or even later today, my frog might be different because I feel like, oh, I've got this. I can get up early. I love the fruit that I'm seeing. I feel amazing. So I have to remind myself of that and go after the next frog. Does that make sense?
For sure. I think it's really important in crafting what I'd say would be your ideal day.
Yeah.
That's where she starts. And I mean, you could, like, I think I heard you say there was people who said, well, 6 a.m. is not early.
Right.
Right. Okay. So that's kind of a statement based out of comparison. Well, you don't know what time I wake up at. Here's the beautiful thing about life is we're all in different seasons.
Right.
We all have different rhythms. And so comparison is the one thing that could honestly steal your joy. And so that's why we talk about this. That's why we do these morning mindset, because so often people can come to Stephanie and they're like, I need to lose this much fat. I need to lose this much weight. And they want it so quickly, but they don't realize it's been this compounding. It's been a stacking of negative habits for such a long period of time. And so 6 a.m. is early because she actually stays up pretty late helping a lot of people online, answering questions and working different. So this isn't about like what's best for Stephanie. It may not be what's best for you.
Right.
This is about what's best for you to take your life to the next level, to make your life a better life.
So good.
I'm full of it. I've got my party shorts on. I'm ready to
He's about to go into his cold plunge.
Well, I would say this. So I'm working on something really fun. So if those of you are in the Minnesota area, one thing I'm working on is called these Better Life Experiences. And it's going to be filled with mindset. It's going to be breathing techniques. It's going to involve grounding, sauna work, a workout, and cold plunging. So
just kidding. It's so great. So good for you.
If you or anybody you know is in the area, we'd love to have you come test this out because I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And guess what? I've got a friend coming over today who's going to...
Maybe two friends. Is your birthday friend coming over?
I don't know. He doesn't like to answer his text messages.
Oh, if he's watching, he will feel
it's
bad.
All good. Happy birthday, Anthony.
All right. So thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. Reach out with questions. Go to ketomomsecrets.com. for mindset, recipes, book club, ketones, whatever you're looking for. Continue to tune into the page. We are here to help, to support, to guide you, to give you some action steps, because the key is action, right? Not just learning, not just reading, not just listening, but putting what you're learning into action. That will get you to where you want to go. All right. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye, everybody.